connected and we are online. And before we start with any other, can we just observe a moment for silent prayer or meditation? Thank you very much, honorable members. Honorable members, let me once again welcome all of you to this hybrid sitting or this hybrid briefing on the program of ministerial briefings that we are having today to address and also address issues of oversight. And let me, before I give to the chairperson of the NCOP, let me welcome the Deputy Minister of Basic Education, Honorable Dr. Regina Mohale, also a Reverend, ordained Reverend, and we thank you for your willingness to appear in front of this body. Also for the members on the virtual platform, we want to welcome you and we want to tell you that Cape Town is beautiful. If at all you, if at all you can consider it to come back to Cape Town, you won't regret. Because really I've missed this chambers and I've missed the engagement from with the individuals that is in front of us. And I hope you also realize that it is important that at one stage or another, all of us will have to once again gather here. If Honorable Dango can travel that distance from Gauteng, all of us can do it. At least yesterday, I didn't have to travel. The past few weeks, I had to travel by road to come to Cape Town, but it's better now. So today's topic is also there. It's on the ministerial briefing session on school dropouts, a very important issue. Just a few weeks ago, there was a debate on television, and it was about the Western Cape, but we know if it is in the Western Cape, we can carry it through to all of the provinces, that there are so many children that are not necessarily correctly placed, that are not finding schools. And if you speak about the dropout rate, you must also take into account the fact that the placement rate is also an issue. So it's a point that is currently in the public domain. So I think the NCOP is on point by addressing this specific issue. In having said that and having welcomed all of us here, let us now give over to the Honorable Mr. N.A. Masondo, the chairperson of the NCOP, to do the opening remarks. Over to you, chairperson.
No, thank you very much. And greetings to everybody. Good morning. Program Director, Deputy Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, Honorable Sylvia Lucas, Minister of Education, Honorable Njim Tsaga, Deputy Minister of Basic Education, Honorable Regina Mohaule, NCOP House Chairpersons, Honorable Jomo Nyambi and Honorable Winnie Ngwenya, NCOP Chief Whip, Honorable Seiso Muhai, Honorable Permanent and Special Delegates, Honorable Members of Provincial Executive Councils, ladies and gentlemen. Program Director, allow me to start by thanking you for the opportunity to make the opening remarks on the occasion of the important ministerial briefing session on school dropout. Sorry about that. I am happy that we're all back after the election campaign activities, which hopefully culminated in newly configured municipal councils across the length and breadth of the country. I'm sure all of us are looking forward to this. Owing to the changes in local government sphere, we are looking forward to welcoming the new representatives of organized local government in our future sessions and other related activities. Local government has a special place in the National Council of Provinces, as we all know, asiphelelanga uma bengekho. Today's briefing session focuses us on the path towards a comprehensive national dropout management and prevention plan, close quote. This is of critical importance given the adverse effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the related lockdown measures on school attendance. There is a growing need to focus our energies on finding ways and means of securing the future of our young citizens. In August this year, we held a ministerial briefing on youth poverty and unemployment. The purpose was to know what government across the different spheres was doing to address this huge challenge. We also wanted to inform ourselves as to what we could do to assist in ensuring that a solution was found, particularly given the fact that the task of addressing youth unemployment is one of the foremost priorities of the sixth administration. Among the issues that were raised by the ministers that were invited to address us was the chilling reality that in spite of the massive investments in education, of the 1 million young children who start school every year, only 500,000 sit for their matric exams. And that, quite expectedly, the majority of the young people who are unemployed are those without a matric certificate. This suggests that we're already sitting with a serious challenge of the masses of our young people who are not ready to participate meaningfully in the country's economy. This program director raises the need to find ways of dealing with the plight of missing children and the youth, while at the same time addressing the challenges of school dropout in a sustainable manner. As we all know, the country is already experiencing high levels of unemployment, which impact a number of young people with post-matric education. With regard to school dropout, the first point is to acknowledge that the Minister of Basic Education, Njimutsaga, has for some time now been raising the challenge of huge numbers of children who are lost through the school system. This is a serious concern given the constitutional injunction that everyone has the right to basic education and to further education. In particular, the South African Schools Act of 1996 as amended states that, quote, every parent must cause every learner for whom he or she is responsible to attend a school from the first school day of the year in which such a learner reaches the age of 7 years until the last school day of the year in which such a learner reaches the age of 15 years or the 9th grade, whichever occurs first, close quote. Given the impact it has and likely to have on society, the early withdrawal of learners from the school system is everybody's problem. To address it requires the effort of all the role players and stakeholders, not to mention the parents and educators. Parents and educators are better positioned to monitor the behavior of learners and to anticipate the challenges that may contribute to them dropping out of the system before acquiring the National Senior Certificate. The School Act provides that if a learner who is subject to compulsory attendance is not enrolled or fails to attend a school, the head of the department may, 1, investigate the circumstances of the learner's absence from school, 2, take appropriate measures to remedy the situation, and 3, failing such a remedy, issue a written notice to the parent of the learner requiring compliance with the provision of the Act. Further, it states that any parent who, without just cause or after a written notice from the head of department, fails to comply with the Act is guilty of an offense and liable on conviction to a fine or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 6 months. The same applies to any other person who, without just cause, prevents a learner who is subject to compulsory attendance from attending a school. At the basic level, program director, ideally at least, a system that entails the active participation of the parent and educator could assist to account for each learner within the system. Broadening this to include the whole of society could help to close the gaps that are created by the different social conditions under which children find themselves. We know that some children are without parents, and as a result, some find themselves having to play the role of parents to their siblings at an early age. There are many other reasons for school dropout, which include family commitment, illness, lack of interest, and poverty, which is to a great extent is mitigated by the no-fee schools policy. Whatever the reasons, we need to find a workable solution to drastically reduce and ultimately eradicate the phenomenon of school dropout. Program director, since their introduction in 2020, the ministerial briefings have helped us to understand the performance of government across different spheres in responding to the many and complex challenges that accompany policy implementation. The sessions have provided us with the necessary information to undertake informed oversight that could result in improved outcomes for the people. It is with this in mind that we have convened the leadership of the national and provincial spheres of government to look at ways and means of addressing the challenge of school dropout. Program director, I am looking forward to the presentations and inputs that should hopefully pave the way for a solution to this challenge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Before we continue with the program, let me first acknowledge also the presence of MECs on this platform, as well as the representatives of local government, as well as senior officials from all the different departments and parliament that is on this platform, and that is also those that are in the house. I just want to give acknowledgement to all of you that have been attending, and also our special delegates and the permanent delegates that are the ones that are attending this very important session. And we will thank also the chairperson for the opening remarks. And I can hear all of us, we are now in winter because all of us are sniffing and coughing. The climate change conference is in Glasgow at the moment, but climate change is having a serious effect on all of us here. So we will continue, and I will now call on our colleague, the Deputy Minister Regina Mohale, to do the specific input or presentation by the department. Over to you, Honorable Mohale.
Chairperson, thank you very much for this opportunity. Greetings to the chairperson of the NCOP, Honorable Masondo, greetings to you, Deputy Chairperson of the NCOP, honorable members of the NCOP, MECs present in the various platforms, HODs, and fellow South Africans, Sanbonan. Chairperson, thank you very much again for the opportunity to participate in this brief educational thank you very much for the opportunity to participate in this briefing. If I may start correctly, education attainment is critical for individuals and economy.